Welcome back to our channel for another installation day. So today we have a very exciting project ongoing, and we have yet another first in Malaysia project right over there. So this is our client's Lamborghini Huracan STO that we are going to fit on our IPE exhaust system. So this will be the very first STO in Malaysia to receive this beautiful IPE catback system. So before we install this IPE exhaust on the STO, we will do a sound check on how the STO sounds like with the factory exhaust system. So this is a UK imported unit, and surprisingly it does not have the OPF or the so-called GPF particulate filter. So I assume that this won't sound too bad, but definitely with our IPE system installed later, the car will sound even better. Alright, so here we have the factory exhaust removed from the STO, and this is how the factory exhaust actually looks like. It's very huge and also quite heavy, and definitely with a lot of restrictions happening inside this very restrictive muffler box with lots of filtration on the sound and also on the performance. So right over here we have our IPE catback system installed on the car right now. So as you can see, this IPE system compared to the factory system, there's a whole lot of difference in terms of the size, the design, and most importantly the weight that this IPE system saves from the factory system. So now we will talk a little bit more about the key differences between this factory system and the IPE system. First of all, on the factory system, right over here, these are the exhaust valves on both left and right sides. So basically when the valves are closed, the exhaust gas flow comes from this direction and it goes into these pipes, both of the pipes right over here. Then it flows into the muffler with all the filtrations, and finally it exits from these longer pipes. There's a twist and exits from the tailpipes. So when the valves are open, and of course it acts as a direct straight through exit flow from the engine. Then moving towards the IPE system, right over here we can see that the exhaust gas flow, it comes from that direction, flows through these pipes, and the valves are located right over here. So when the valves are closed, the exhaust gas flow will flow through this muffler that we have here. But of course, our IPE muffler is way smaller compared to the factory muffler, so it gives you the louder sound, the more aggressive sound. And after the exhaust gas flow flows into the muffler, then it will exit from here to the tailpipes. So when the valves are fully open, the gas flow flows directly into this section and exits from the tailpipes. Also, IPE has actually redesigned the entire exhaust system so that this section, you can see it is an X-pipe design that gives the V10 a more characteristic sound out of the V10. So when the valves are fully open, definitely it will sound a lot louder, and when they are closed, it will sound a little bit more quiet. As for the valve control function, our IPE system is fully compliant with the factory control, so that you can control the valves by using the steering button. And right over here, these are the small little details that IPE has did on their exhaust system. They have this high temperature heat protector wrapped around the vacuum system, and also on the muffler box we have this high temperature heat protector applied on the muffler box as well, so that it can prevent all the heat on damaging the exhaust parts. And that's all for the product explanation part. So now we will resume the installation work, and once we get all the parts installed, we have all the car's original parts, the bumper, the fender, the engine cover, everything installed. Of course, we will start up the car and do a sound check on how does the car sounds like now with the IPE cab system. How does it sounds compared to the factory exhaust system, and also we will do a few short drive-bys on the road to listen to how does our client's STO sounds driving on the road. So what does the STO on the Lamborghini Huracan STO stands for? Is actually Super Trofeo Omologato in full. So the concept is pretty simple. It's basically to combine the fun and emotion of the Super Trofeo 1 race car and the competitive spirit of the GT3 racer into a hardcore road legal package. Put it in a simple way, just think that STO as a Huracan rear-wheel drive at its purest, lightest and most aggressive form, and you'll get better idea of what it is all about. Under the hood of the Huracan STO, it remains the same 5.2 litre naturally aspirated flat 6 engine that pushes out 631 horsepower at 8000 RPM, and there's about 565 Newton meters of torque at 6500 RPM. Like the Huracan Evo, the STO has the same 7-speed dual-clutch transmission paired with the engine to deliver all the power to the rear wheel, and also the STO does receive an STO-specific tuning to deliver quicker and more responsive gear shift. While the power remains familiar, the rest of the STO undergoes significant changes to make it a true race car for the road. As instance, many of the body panels are newly redesigned and specifically designed for the STO in order to achieve the optimum aerodynamic performance, and also the STO is widened by 21 mm over the standard Huracan Evo. At the front, you'll find the Cofango, which is a massive clamshell that opens forward and integrates the bonnet, cofano, the fenders, parafango, and the bumper. This one single component is inspired by the Miura and the more recent Sesto Elementor, and serves to save weight as well as being a time-saving access feature in motorsports. The front bonnet features air ducts to increase the airflow through the central radiator for better cooling, while also helps to generate downforce elsewhere. There is a new front splitter that channels the air to the underbody of the car and to the diffuser, and the Cofango is shaped to send air over the top of the fenders, which incorporate to extract air from the wheelhouse. Moving down the sides, you'll find the rear fenders derived from the Super Trofeo Evo that are shaped to reduce drag while increasing the rear downforce. This also sports a NACA air intakes to feed the engine with shortened ducts to allow for a 30% decrease in static pressure loss. Right over here, there is an air scoop at the top of the car, which is a part of the revised rear engine cover and serves to improve the air cooling at the rear underhood. The new rear bonnet also gets dedicated air deflectors to help manage at high volume of air coming through the snorkel depending on the temperature state of the engine and exhaust. On the rear bonnet, you'll notice there is an integrated shark fin right over here, which helps to straighten airflow onto the adjustable rear wing, which can be set to 3 different positions depend on the track characteristic and features a single slotted wing with double airfoils. All these changes results in a 30% improvement over the overall airflow efficiency and 53% more downforce compared to the previous Huracan Performante. The STO is also 43 kilograms lighter compared to the Huracan Performante thanks to a 20% lighter windscreen, magnesium wheels, and also the lack of an all-wheel drive system and having 75% of its exterior panels made out of carbon fiber material with a dry weight of just 1,339 kilograms. Behind the center lock magnesium wheels, you'll find a F1 derived CCMR braking system developed by Brembo, which features a carbon ceramic brake disc and aggressive brake pads for 4 times higher thermal conductivity than the standard Lamborghini's carbon ceramic brakes. As for the tires, these are the Bridgestone Potenza Sport tires that has been specially developed by Bridgestone specifically for the STO as a part of partnership with Lamborghini. Other mechanical changes includes the fitment of new anti-roll bars and a racing steering ratio that provides more direct steering response. The pedal mapping also gets adjustments for a linear pedal feel and more direct throttle response. And this is how the Lamborghini Huracan STO sounds like with our IPE catback exhaust system. So let us know in the comment sections below, what do you think about the IPE exhaust sounds on the Huracan STO. Also, do let us know what do you think about the specs, the color on this beautiful STO with all the green color elements all around the body. If you like our content, remember to like and share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting contents in the future.